Seniors Every Day for your generation.
Hi everyone, for Seniors Every Day, I'm joined once again by Kerry Anderson. He is with Anderson Wealth and Retirement. We are talking about the phrase sequence of returns. And if you are nearing retirement, in retirement, you've maybe heard this phrase, but in case you haven't, start with that, kind of lay out what that means for us.
Well, thanks, Amy, for having me.
Sure.
Sequence of returns is not talked about enough, in my opinion, in my industry. It refers to the sequence of gains and losses that occur in a retirement portfolio or in an investment portfolio, and the timing of those gains and losses over time.
When you start to talk about gains and losses, the word risk comes up, and when income is no longer coming from a paycheck in retirement, the risk factor, amps up quite a bit, doesn't it? And that's where sequence of returns comes in.
Yes, sequence of return risk is a big part of what we do to help our clients to mitigate that. Because if a client retires in 2026, for example, and their investment portfolio is in a place to where they experience some early losses, that can have a huge impact on their investment portfolio down the line when they get older.
We can't just count on a certain amount of increase in our volume in terms of, our investments, things like that. We have to kind of adapt to whatever is going on in the environment and with the market.
Exactly, and that's why, with my experience, 30 plus years, I've learned that dealing with clients and their investment portfolio, there's different tools for different reasons to properly allocate their assets, to properly diversify themselves with guaranteed income and guaranteed products along with their investment portfolio to make sure that they can manage risk properly after they retire.
It's good to have tools, it's good to have options, it's also good to have someone by your side, and that is where you come in and can really kind of guide people through this process.
Absolutely, and I look forward to doing that every single day. That's what I've done for a long time.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Kerry Anderson. And for Seniors Every Day, I'm Amy Sharp.
Information and entertainment at SeniorsEveryday.com.